Hello, and thank you for joining me on another one of my lifestyle series videos. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dimitri, and I'm an American expat living in the Philippines. Here, I'm going to share with you how my life is going living in Metro Manila. If you find this video entertaining, please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And now, sit back, relax, and enjoy as I take you on a journey of my daily life as a time-lapse traveler.
That's one of the things that you will only find in the Philippines.
Hello everyone! Today, I wanted to take you on a nighttime tour of the lights and scenery of my neighborhood here in Bonifacio, Global City. My mother, who lives in New York City where I grew up and lived for most of my life, was the one who asked me to make this video for her, since she had such a strong impression by what she saw when she visited Metro Manila a little over 2 years ago, shortly before the pandemic started. Instead of making a simple walkthrough, however, I decided to make this into a real project to share with you on my YouTube channel. Most of my videos tend to be shot during the day, but it is during the night when this place really shines. As always, I'm going to be passing through the environment at an accelerated pace so that you'll have a chance to see a whole lot more of it in less time, while hopefully not really sacrificing catching any of the scenery. If, however, you feel that it would be better to slow down some more during walking tours such as this, it would be great if you let me know your thoughts down in the comments. As I walk through the length of Bonifacio High Street during the height of the holiday season at the very tail end of 2021, I wanted to talk to you directly, to anyone watching my videos. For those of you that are interested in an overview of places to eat here, I suggest that you take a look at my 3-part video series where I show a daytime glimpse into just about every available restaurant throughout all of High Street and the small residential area of Serendra. The links for those videos will be found in the description. I always appreciate every single one of you for spending your time on my YouTube channel. I generally try to make the kinds of videos that I personally enjoy watching, but what really pushes me to work harder at making high quality content is the appreciation that I get from my viewers like you, especially from some of the comments that I've been getting, as I always look for getting feedback on my work. Now leaving Bonifacio High Street and into an even more lit up spectacle of Serendra. This is a really fun mix of great restaurants on the ground level, some of which I already reviewed in the past, and are flanked on both sides by residential buildings where the people must have some nerves of steel, since it tends to get very noisy here. Just after passing an 8 Cuts restaurant, we see this Mary Grace, which was the site of one of my previous videos. To those of you who leave me comments after watching my videos, I give a very special thanks to you. I also wanted to point out some things in this video because I am genuinely very interested to know what looks and sounds better to others, such as the speed at which I take in these voiceovers and the difference between the 2 interchangeable lenses that I used here with my vlogging camera to make this compilation. My Insta360 1R camera has a modular design, which means that I can swap different lens modules and types of batteries to suit my need. I only very rarely use the 4K lens you see here as opposed to the 360 lens that I use with pretty much all of my other videos that I've made in the past year and a half. This standard 4K lens is supposed to be very similar to a modern GoPro camera. However, I must admit that if you compare my early videos that I filmed with my GoPro Hero 7 Black, the result here isn't as smooth or clear. For that reason, I will be switching back to the 360 lens on this camera soon enough. Oh, by the way, before I forget to mention, there's also a music-only version of this video that you can watch if that's what you really prefer. Just reach out to me through either Facebook or Instagram, and I'll be happy to send you a link to that version of the video where you can just enjoy the views and the music without my overbearing voice drowning out the whole thing. My contact information can be found down in the bottom of the description of this and just about every other video on my channel. On the other side of Serendra is the Market Mall, owned and operated by Ayala Land Corporation, which also owns all the land and many of the properties here in Bonifacio, Global City. It is really such a huge company that most people would have a very hard time wrapping their heads around it. Here is one of my favorite food court areas where I occasionally come to grab a meal to take back home or treat my friend Rico to a hot meal, since he can't provide for himself due to his illness from polio. A video I made about him can be found in the top right corner here, as well as in the description. There's really something for just about everyone here. There are a lot of affordable options here, as long as you like to stay with Asian-themed food options. Please let me know down in the comments if you would like for me to make a more detailed video about any of the restaurants that can be found here, or perhaps a tour inside one of the many malls such as Market or some of the others that I can get to. This place is also a transit hub for people who come into BGC from around Metro Manila and spend their day working before turning back to their families for the night. For this reason, you'll find huge scores of people lining up for a bus or a jeepney that will take them to their destinations. Sometimes the lines can be over 2 hours long before the long commute even starts. Now switching back to the 360 lens, which makes the video look a whole lot smoother and way more fun, at least in my opinion. Again, I really hope to get some feedback on this because some people really don't like these fluid and ever-changing wide shots that I make in most of my videos. The walk back will be taking place on the other side of the street, and you'll also get a fresh perspective that only the 360 lens can provide. I already made a short tutorial with my friend and fellow YouTuber Daniel on how I added my 360-degree videos into the kinds of results you're seeing here. So if you're curious about that, please click on the link in the top right-hand corner of the screen. That video, as well as Daniel's channel, will also be linked in the description. As I'm sure most of you already know by now, the Philippines is known for having the most extensive Christmas celebrations out of any other country in the world. Although this has been toned down once again due to the COVID pandemic, the decorations that you see here have been put up months ago. I guess you can say that the Christmas season here lasts for about a quarter of the year or more, especially in popular shopping and dining areas such as here in the heart of Bonifacio Global City. special notice has to be paid to Brothers Burgers, where you can get some of the very best burgers and chicken sandwiches anywhere, followed directly by the Bench Clothing Store and Hair Salon, which is where I've made some videos in the past as well. Don't you think that this looks so much better with the 360 lens than what you saw at the very start of the video? Here is the main centerpiece of High Street. As far as Christmas decorations go, this one is quite magnificent and always draws in crowds to take photos in front of it. Every year there's a completely different kind of Christmas tree setup over here, and every year it's more magnificent than the last. Seeing this on your screen cannot possibly give it justice. I also tried making a video of it with my standard 4K lens, but that turned out to be really flat and dull by comparison. Now entering the garden market. This is open throughout most of the year and is great for browsing through indoor as well as outdoor plants that you can use to decorate your home and freshen up the air. Just make sure to only get the kinds of plants that you can actually take care of. All too often people buy plants either for themselves or for someone else, only for them to end up wilting until they're thrown out. You might recognize this guy from a recent video I made on New Year's Eve. He's now a common fixture serenading the public with his classic rock ballads. With this kind of lighting situation, I really can't help but make some trick shots. What you see here is called the parallax effect, moving the camera in and out while zooming in the opposite direction. This can be best achieved with a 360 camera such as this one. I would really love to know if this is the kind of thing that you would like to see more of in my videos or not. As always, the comment section is wide open for suggestions. When it comes to doing some crazy effects with this camera, you really should watch my daytime test as a follow-up to an old nighttime video when I just first started using it. Here's another parallax effect that I just couldn't help but show off with this beautiful Christmas tree next to the Central Square Mall. This shot was taken on New Year's Eve, just to give you an idea of what kind of crowds Fifth Avenue can generate on special occasions. Of course, I also have a video about meeting the new year here with an amazing fireworks show, and I invite you to watch this one as well. There are always lots of these cats roaming around, whose population is maintained by the groundskeepers, and we should all be thankful for that, since they keep the real pests away. I really need to point out Brotzeit as being my very favorite restaurant in all of Metro Manila. This German restaurant is the place where I spent my birthday celebration last year, and of course, yeah, there is of course a video about that as well. I don't know if you can tell, but I sometimes go between two different ways of getting around while I film these scenes. I was of course going by foot while I was by the Brotzeit restaurant, but just before that and right after it, you now see me riding my old rollerblades that I've had since I was in my mid-20s. And then it's up to you to guess if I'm wearing rollerblades or I'm on foot. Now passing by the Mind Museum, but since it's currently closed, there's not much to see. It is finally in operation though during daytime hours, so I suggest you check that out if you're in the neighborhood, especially if you have kids with you. Instead, enjoy a view of our 24-hour Jollibee in front of the Science in the Park for kids. This structure in the middle of the Burgos Circle is one of my favorite pieces of art anywhere in BGC. My longtime viewers will no doubt recognize it from a handful of previous appearances. What you will not see as much of though is Forbes Town. Just like High Street blends right into Serendra on one end, it eventually gives way to Forbes Town on the other. Just when you thought that a row of cool looking places to shop, eat and hang out was running out, there's a whole other tiny town to explore. I just couldn't resist playing with my camera and these gorgeous lights. You can imagine that I had a really good time editing this part of the video in particular. Because you were able to stick around for this video long enough, here's a real treat for you at the head of Forbes Town. Enjoy! Okay, I know that I probably spent too much time making a spherical video inside of that sphere of light, but can you really blame me? Well, goodbye Forbes Town. It's now time to head back. Oh look, some new fans! These guys will probably like the video if they ever get to see it. By the way, this is what going back to a standard 4K lens looks like. Which one do you like better? There's a nature food store right here with the best sandwich shop around. Make sure to be on the lookout for the Wicked Witch. That there is one upscale VIP lounge. Seems like a place worth checking out sometime. Not much to see here, so let's just skip past it. Now back in Bonifacio High Street, and this is where I'm going to start winding down this video. Right after I point out the elephant grounds, or the ground elephant as I like to call it, make sure to check out my video about this place as well. I haven't made anything like this for quite a while, but this came as a special request and I just couldn't say no. I would genuinely love to know your thoughts and opinions on my sort of a unique style at making a walking tour. Some people like a slow and deliberate walk, some find that boring. Some people like commentary to understand some of the creative thoughts and processes, and some prefer just to hear some nice tunes playing in the background of a rolling video. Everyone has a preference, so what's yours? Please do let me know in the comments about that. In the meantime, I'm going to close out this video right here at the BGC Fort, which is just a bonus since it's only 2 short blocks away from High Street. If you enjoyed this video and want to vote in favor of more like this one, then please hit the like button and let me know what you liked and didn't like about it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click on the bell icon to receive notifications of my upcoming projects. Always do take care of yourselves and each other, and of course, keep looking out for more videos coming at you from the Time-Lapse Traveler.